Amanda here for your Friday Live. I am not sure how I want to do this yet today, crazy enough. But what I think I want to do is talk to you really briefly about envy. And this has come to me this morning as a subject that may be coming up for some of you as you are considering your future in the creative realm and seeing people who are full-time in their purpose and in their art, and you might feel a little envious of those folks. And I think the message that I want to share, if you are feeling this way, is that envy is good. And hear me out. The reason that I'm saying that envy is good is because what you're feeling when you're feeling envious, especially when you're feeling envious of someone who is doing something that you also would really like to do, it is a signal. It is a sign from your spirit letting you know that you too are intended to hold and possess that energy within yourself. So I don't like to look at feelings as good feelings or bad feelings, right? Feelings, if you can imagine it this way, are like road signs on the highway. Some of them are certain colors, maybe green, others are brown, some are white. There aren't good signs and bad signs. They contain different information, right? And so our feelings also contain information. And for me, the feeling of envy contains the information that, one, you recognize something in that other creative that you also possess, right? Whether you accept that you possess that same thing or not is a different story. But your soul recognizes something in this other creative person that you also possess within your heart. So that is a sign and signal to pay attention, right? The other thing that envy might signal to you is that you are not currently doing the thing or honoring the thing that you're recognizing. And that isn't to mean that feeling envy is like a punishment or anything like that. Again, it's a sign, it's information. Your feelings are information. And it's letting you know that there's a disconnect between where you want to be and where you are right now, okay? Now, it could be easy for you to maybe fall into guilt or shame about that, and I want to encourage you not to go there, right? To just recognize and become aware of the energetic information that your feelings are giving you. So, if you are feeling envious of another creative, whether you're looking on social media or you have this person in your awareness physically, don't get upset at yourself for feeling this way. Don't judge yourself, right? Recognize that feeling as a valuable piece of information that your soul is trying to say, hey, you recognize something of yourself in this other person, and you are not currently in alignment with that energy vibration. So take that information back to the drawing board and see, first and foremost, acknowledge that you do possess that same quality that they do. Whether it's that they are pursuing their creativity full time or that they appear to have a level of skill that you would like to obtain, you have the ability to reach that level within yourself. Otherwise, you wouldn't have recognized it in that other person. So first, give yourself some kudos and some validation in that, okay, I recognize that, therefore that is within me. And then move forward with how can I start to move towards that vibration or embodying that vibration in my daily life? Whether it is starting to draw again or paint again or take pictures again or whatever your creative expression is, start moving in that direction. And you'll see that that envy starts to dissipate because why? You no longer are seeing the reflection out there, you're actually acknowledging it within yourself and embodying it within yourself. So there is nothing to envy anymore because you are that thing. You are that thing. Okay? So I hope that helps somebody. I know that was kind of like a message that felt like needed to get off of my chest this morning. If any of you are in that vibration of envy, again, feelings aren't good or bad, they're just signals. So if you can, pay attention to the signal and see what information your higher self is trying to pass along to you. Now, let us do a little bit of a card reading. I'm not going to go super in depth here, but I do want to pull a Bob card because it's been a while, right? It's been a while since we've talked to Mr. Bob Ross. I've got our friend and comrade right here with us. And maybe we should ask Bob too what his thoughts are on the idea of envy. Creative envy, right? You see somebody doing what you want to do. It's a very complex vibration, full of lots of different emotions, but it is there as a piece of information for you to unweave the web. Here we go. 7 of Spades or 7 of Swords. Be so very light. Be a gentle whisper. It's such a beautiful card. Look at that. It's like this sunrise on the beach and there's a little boat. So 7 of Swords. I think Bob is trying to tell us to just lighten up our vibration. When we get into that space and maybe we are seeing somebody doing what we want to do, lighten up your vibration, right? 7 of Swords, this is the perfect card too if you don't know what it looks like in the traditional tarot. But it is a card, I would say, maybe of some envy, of some thieving. And what's thieving though? What is it that's taking those swords and running away with them? It's our thoughts, it's our mind. And so rather than allowing our thoughts to grab all of our attention and energy and run away with it in this direction and weigh us down, right? Certain thoughts weigh us down, certain thoughts lift us up. So rather than allow that 7 of Swords energy to steal our thoughts and weigh us down and run away with our energy, Bob is saying, be so very light. A gentle whisper, right? So there's no need to allow, and I've really been learning this too in my own experience lately, because I have that mind. Right? I liken thoughts to like little flies that buzz around. And I have a mind that likes to examine thoughts. And I will grab a little fly and I will, instead of just letting it go, I will attach to that little fly thought and I will stare at it and I will try to understand it and I will waste all of my energy on this little buzzing, annoying thought to decode it and to figure out what it's all about. And before I know it, hours have gone by and I'm stuck in this vibration of this thought of whether it's worry or fear or shame or something like that, right? And so what I've been gifted awareness of is to allow those flies, those thoughts to just buzz around. I mean, you can become aware of them, right? They are kind of hard to ignore. but you don't need to attach to them. You don't even need to understand them. You recognize and see that they're there, and you let them fly away. And I feel like Bob is reminding us to do the same thing. So be so very light. Be a gentle whisper. And I feel like if you can let that thought go away, this little boat here is really reminding me of the Six of Swords, which is of a willingness to mentally move away from an emotional vibration that you've been in. So if you can do that, if you can find that lightness of being, if you can allow those thoughts to come into your awareness and then pass you by without attaching to them so strongly and allowing it to weigh you down. If you can recognize the emotional signals that are coming up into your awareness as just signals, not good or bad, it doesn't mean anything about you, but recognize that it's sending you information, and in this case we're talking about envy. Recognize that it's sending you information, which is that you are of like vibration to that thing you are envious of. You possess within you the ability to bring it forth as well. And if you would pursue that direction, you will find yourself able to embody that same level of vibration in yourself, and therefore eliminate the need for envy whatsoever. So I hope that that helps somebody. I know that I dealt with a lot of envy for a long time, and I didn't really understand what it was all about. But I recognized that what it was I was seeing people standing in their purpose, doing what they wanted to do with their life, and I wasn't. But instead of recognizing it as a sign, I took it as a failing, a personal failing of my own, and I just let it pile on, the negativity, rather than saying, oh, there's something there, let me pursue that. So be gentle with yourself. I think Bob is telling us that as well, to be gentle with ourselves. Look, we're all learning together. Like, I screw up all the time, whether it's in my writing or in my painting or in my business. Like, I'm not perfect. I never claim to be perfect, but what I do well is I'm aware of my feelings. I'm aware of my vibration enough to recognize things and to share those lessons with you all, because we are in this journey together. As Ram Dass says, we are all walking each other home. And what I want to do with Awakened Creators is walk all of our creative souls home. And where is home? It's right here in our heart. It's in our joy. It's standing in our joyful presence. It's being a light to the world. It's being in our power. An army of empowered artists is what vision I have for Awakened Creators. Can you imagine how powerful an army of empowered artists, people who will not back down from their personal dreams, who will not play into the system anymore and go through the motions of life and do what they're told and follow the instructions and rules. You are creative for a reason. You are meant to break the rules. You are a rule breaker. That is what an artist does best, is they break the rules. But first you come to understand. I think Picasso is quoted as saying that, which who knows with the internet, who said what nowadays with quotes, right? But it's like, learn the rules so that you can break the rules, right? So that's what we're doing here with the Awakened Creators, and I highly encourage any of you who are stuck in that vibration of envy and therefore shaming yourself or getting down on yourself and not pursuing the thing that your heart wants you to do, to try to flip that and recognize it as a sign that you are of like vibration to that thing, and that is a good sign. Move towards doing that thing, right? Don't let that envy weigh you down, but recognize it as a confirmation that you are of like vibration to that very thing that you envy so much. Yeah. So again, thank you all so much for being here. I love you. I hope that you resonated with this video, and if you did, please share it with your creatively minded friends, and follow Awaken Creators if you're not already. I do have a little special going on right now. If you are interested in mastering creative flow, meaning you continuously get stuck either in your head, or you get stuck in your body burning out, or you get stuck in spirit floating around in your daydreams and never grounding your imagination into reality, you may be interested in the cycle of creative flow, and right now I'm offering it at 50% off using the code NovemberFlow. I posted about it yesterday, so if you can find that post on my profile to get the code, but it's NovemberFlow, and the link is in my bio to get to the course page at 50% off. I love you too. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to get better at this, I swear. I love you. Bye, everyone.